For over 300 years, the story of Maul Dyer has been one of America's great ghost stories. A witch chased out by a mob on a freezing night who died cursing the very land beneath her. Most people consider her simple folklore. But what if she was real? Tucked away in a 17th century shipping record, a clue surfaced. The name of a woman who landed in Maryland right when the legend begins. And today we're following the paper trail to see if we can finally separate the woman from the witch. First, we need to understand the legend. As the tale goes, Maul Dyer was an older outcast living in a cabin near Leonardtown, Maryland in the late 1600s. When the brutal winter of 1697 to 1698 brought a deadly epidemic, panicked colonists blamed her for witchcraft. And one night a mob burned her cabin. And she escaped into a blizzard, but days later a boy found her body frozen solid to a large boulder, her hand supposedly burned into the stone. It's a terrifying tale, but is it just a story? And to find out, we have to understand her world. Colonial Maryland was a rough place where the fear of witchcraft was very real and written into law. In 1685, just a decade before Maul's supposed death, a woman named Rebecca Fowler was tried and executed for witchcraft in a nearby county, the only official execution of its kind in Maryland's history. It set a chilling precedent. And on top of this, records confirmed the winter of 1697-1698 was horrific, bringing a great epidemic that caused widespread death. And the stage was set for a witch hunt. Finding direct proof is nearly impossible because on March 8, 1831, the Leonardtown courthouse burned down, destroying almost all colonial-era records. But the first real clue wasn't in a courthouse. It was in a ship's log. An immigration record from October 1677 lists passengers arriving in Maryland, including a woman named Mary Dyer. In the 17th century, Maul was an incredibly common nickname for Mary. And for the first time, this gives us a real person with the right name in the right place and at the right time. So who was this Mary Dyer? The record lists her as being transported, which usually meant she was an indentured servant. After her service, she would have been free but poor. By the time of the Great Winter in the late 1690s, she would have been an older unmarried woman with no family to protect her. This profile of an outsider perfectly matches the woman from the legend. An older woman living alone, perhaps with some knowledge of herbal remedies, would have been an easy scapegoat when a plague hit. This kind of historical detective work is exactly what I do here. If you love deep dives that separate fact from folklore, make sure you subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss our next investigation. The Bombshell isn't proving Maul Dyer was a witch. It's realizing a real woman was likely at the heart of the legend. Let's put the pieces together. The immigration record gives us a possible person. The historical fear of witchcraft of Rebecca Fowler's execution provided motive for persecution. The documented epidemic and severe winter give us the catalyst, and the courthouse fire explains why her true story was lost to history, surviving only as folklore. And this is the tragic story of an immigrant named Mary Dyer, scapegoated by a terrified community. The curse was likely a story invented later to explain away their guilt. Today, the legend is honored, but the focus has shifted. In 2021, Leonardtown officially declared February 26 Maul Dyer Day to remember the area's folklore. The famous Maul Dyer Rock, once outside the old county jail, now sits under a protective cover at the St. Mary's County Historical Society. So did we find the real Maul Dyer? We found a Mary Dyer who arrived in 1677 in a world ready to create a witch. While there's no smoking gun, the evidence strongly suggests one of America's most famous ghost stories is really the tragic, true story of a woman that history chose to forget. And I'll let you guys ponder that. Thanks for listening.